fans and pioneers. Today I'm going to be doing some dog treats. These are pumpkin bites that I make for my Shar-Pei, and they're all natural ingredients. They're mostly organic, but all natural for sure. So these are great for your dogs. They love them for an occasional treat or reward. They're not meant to be a meal or anything like that. I just keep them around and reward them when they do good things. So let's get started. Okay, today we're going to be making some dog treats. I do have another video for the peanut butter version of this dog treat, but I'm out of peanut butter, so I thought I would video the pumpkin version. There's also an apple version that I'll do on a later video. So what you want to do is you want to start out with whole wheat flour. If your dog is wheat intolerant, then you're going to want to use rice flour. So, and if your dog is rice allergic to rice, then you're going to want to use whole wheat flour. So I'm going to use 2 cups of whole wheat organic flour. And this makes about 40 to 50 small little bite-size, dog treats. My dogs can't have anything from the grocery store. They can't have anything that's not organic or all natural. It causes a real problem. Okay, so we're going to have a teaspoon of baking soda. And we're going to have I've got some organic coconut oil. I'm going to do a teaspoon of coconut oil. Coconut oil is very good for their digestives and their skin. If you've got a dog with skin issues, coconut oil is a wonderful thing. I'm also going to drizzle some organic some organic honey, and I'm just going to do a drizzle. This is a natural sugar. You should never give your dogs a natural or processed sugar at all. Their digestive system cannot handle it, and it won't process. It'll give them diarrhea, so you don't want that. And then I'm going to be adding some turmeric or whichever one you want to call it. This is an organic brand, but this is a great antibiotic, a natural antibiotic for dogs, and I put it in just about everything I make for them because it's so good for their health. So I'm just going to add maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. Not very much. You don't want to put too much because it'll turn everything super dark orange. So. I think it's in the same family as saffron. I'm not quite positive, but I think so. So instead of peanut butter, we're going to add the pumpkin. And this has to be all natural pumpkin. It cannot be pumpkin pie mix. So if you're using the canned version and you've not canned your own pumpkin, which I'm going to try to do this year, you're going to want to make sure that you're not using a pumpkin pie, because within that is lots of sugar and spices that your dogs, do not need. Let me get the paddle for the blender. Now, since this is the first time I've made this with the whole can of pumpkin, I'm going to check it, and if it's too moist, I'm going to add more flour to it. But for the purposes of the recipe, for right now, it's 2 cups of whole wheat flour. So let's mix it up and see what happens. What we're wanting is a peanut butter cookie consistency, where you can just put it on the spoon, roll it in a ball, and put it on the pan. So this is turning out pretty good. Now you could obviously add an egg in here. I'm not going to because I don't want it to rise. I don't want these cookies to be fat and, rise off the off of the pan. Okay. Looks pretty moist. I'm gonna test it with a clean spoon. You know, because what we want is we want it to be, yeah, it's a little moist. I'm gonna add a little bit more flour to this. Maybe just half a cup's measure and do maybe a fourth a cup of flour. I just want to make sure. You want this, you know, thick, like a cookie. You don't want it super moist because it's going to run all over the pan. You don't want that. And the fact that it's balling up in here is a good sign. Really, really good sign. Pumpkin is extremely good for your dog's colon. Pumpkin cleans out the colon, and if your dog has any sort of bowel problems at all, pumpkin is a really good remedy for that. You know, it fills them up, you know, it's just great for the intestine. It fills them up, and okay. So I can pretty much ball this up and put it on a pan. So I'm happy with this, and what I'm going to do is get a pan prepared with all of the pumpkin pieces on a tray, and I'm going to get my oven heated, and we'll be back. Okay, I've got my pan ready with all of the pumpkin bites, and I'm going to bake them at 375 for 12 minutes. Don't let them go over 12 minutes because you're going to have the bottoms of these burned. I'm using a convection oven in this recipe, so if you have just a standard oven, just set your timer to 11 to 12 minutes. I use my telephone, so anyway, but we're going to be back and I'll show you what they look like once they're out of the oven and cooled. Okay guys, so I've got 2 pans out of the oven, and our pumpkin bites are really, really, really good. They are moist on the inside and crispy on the outside, and the bottoms are brown, just like I told you. They're not really crumbly, they're moist on the inside, and they will stay moist as long as you keep them in a dog, treat container. So you can find this recipe on potspansandpioneers.com. I already do have a peanut butter recipe there, as well as a raw dog food diet. It's so important for your dogs to have organic and natural ingredients, because as you'll see, what I learned, if a dog can heal from food, so can us humans. So I hope you enjoyed our recipe today, and you'll try it for your dogs. I split them sometimes in half, so I'm going to go ahead and put these halves in here. I have 2 more pans that are going to be going in the oven, and my cookie jar is filling up fast, so our dog treat jar is filling up fast. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope everybody has a blessed day. Thank you. Bye.